It has a decent little sound to it. Give you guys a couple revs here. That's the sound I like right there, that deep. The 1100 is back, all fixed up. 'What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a touchless wash on the 2019 Silverado. I just made a video for you guys on cleaning the engine bay and a cheap alternative to using something like, let's say, Super Clean. This again is more expensive. This you can find at the dollar store. And again, like I showed in that video, I didn't even use half of the bottle, so not even 50 cents worth. This is $1, but inflation now, maybe $1.25, maybe $1.50, depending on which dollar store you go to. But again, this works just as well as Super Clean. For this truck, this particular truck, it's a newer truck. It didn't have a whole lot of grease and grime on the engine bay, just had a pretty heavy dust coating on it. So I didn't need to use a full strength thing like Super Clean. You can dilute this if you want to, but again, I just found it a lot easier to use a cheaper product, $1 product, and get the same results as I would if I was using Super Clean for a truck like this that did not have a whole bunch of grease and grime. Now the older 2001 Dodge Ram, I'm going to use Super Clean. It is a lot stronger than Oxygen Orange, but Oxygen Orange does the same thing that Super Clean does. So this is not a weak link. It does its job. It does it very well. I use it on my tires as well. If a cheaper product, it's a cheaper product, so I don't have to use a bunch of Super Clean to basically cut down my cost of using Super Clean. So with these maintenance type of things, I use the $1 product. I don't use the more expensive product. Now, if these had a ton of browning on them and I wanted a fresh, clean slate to put a tire dressing on, I would use Super Clean rather than using Oxygen Orange, because I pretty much know exactly what I'm gonna get with Super Clean. This, I know exactly what I'm gonna get as well, but I may need to spray some more product on there. But again, I'm not too afraid about that, because I can spray this very generously because it's only $1 and I can use more of it and not feel so bad. But if it has a ton of browning on it, or a bad, sludgy, dirty greasy engine bay or wheels with a ton of browning on it, go ahead and use the super clean. That's when it's okay too. But for maintenance type of stuff, clean vehicles that are cleaned often, use the cheaper product. All right, save yourself some money. It does the exact same thing that the super clean does. So getting into the touchless wash here, we got the pressure washer all set up with the hoses. We got our MJJC foam cannon all hooked up, and we have our mini pressure washer wand hooked up as well. First thing I'm gonna do is off camera just get these wheels going, get those all fresh and clean. I'm gonna use the oxygen orange for the wheels and the rims and the wheels. It is safe to use, just like super clean. Do not let it dry. Do not let it dry on your paint. Like we were doing the engine bay, I told you guys, if you got any overspray on your side panels here, not to let the super clean or oxygen orange dry on the paint, just because it'll be a little bit hard to get off. But it's safe to use on your tires and rims. Just make sure after you spray it on, you start to work on it, start to get those clean, and do not let the oxygen orange dry on the paint or your rims. It's all right maybe if you let it dry a little bit on the tires, but the key thing is not to let it dry. So you want to make sure you're going in there and getting this stuff clean and then getting it off of the vehicle. It's doing its job. It does its job very well. Get in there, clean it, and then spray it off and get it nice and wet and cleaned off and then dry. But do not let the product dry on the paint or the rims or your mirrors or windows. Worst case scenario, it'll be a bad thing if they dry on the windows. It'll be a lot harder to get off for the windows and the paint rather than rims and tires. But you guys will be okay. Use your judgment and your I guess space of where you're doing it. I'm doing it in an enclosed space in a garage where it's not a whole bunch of light, very shady, so I'm not too worried about it. But again, they'll still dry, but it'll be prolonged. So let's get into this touchless wash here, guys. I'm gonna go do the wheels, like I said, off camera, and then we're gonna go ahead straight to foaming the vehicle up, let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes, power wash it off. I'll dry it off camera, and then we'll go outside because I still got to show you guys the dry engine bay for that video. So keep on watching, guys. All right, bringing you guys back in. We got the wheels and rims all clean. Now we are ready to go ahead and foam up the entire truck, let it sit to 3 to 5 minutes, and then pressure wash all the water off and then dry. So we are not touching the vehicle. Only thing we touched was the rims and tires, because I am putting a tire dressing on these tires after we get done with our touchless wash. guys, check this foam out. Pretty thick, heavy foam. That's nice. That's what you want right there. Nice and thick. So we're gonna let this dwell for 3 to 5 minutes and then pressure wash everything off. Nice and foamed up. Nice. And that's why I like this MJJC foam cannon, guys. I did have it all the way on pretty much blast, 1,000 milliliters, sorry. And now we're just above 600 milliliters. So I did have it on full blast. Wanted as much soap on here as possible just to show you guys the amount of soaps that this thing can produce. And this is the gold class soap that I'm using. So I've also used Mr. Pink and Honeydew from Chemical Guys, and those soaps produce a ton of soap as well. But I found that this gold class is just a little bit cheaper and does the exact same thing for me. So this is what I've been purchasing just because of the price and inflation right now, and not wanting to spend a bunch of money on just touchless wash soaps. And this does the job that I need it to do, and it's cheaper. So that's exactly what I made that video, engine bay cleaning video for you guys, about using this Oxygen Orange versus this Super Clean. But again, on dirtier things, you'll want to use that Super Clean. So I'll bring you guys back in about 2 more minutes and we'll pressure wash off. It's been about 3 to 5 minutes, so we are ready to go ahead and pressure wash with water all of the soap off from our touchless wash. Again, we did touch our tires and rims just to get those all cleaned up for our tire dressing that'll be going on after we get the vehicle all dry. But for the touchless wash for the paint work and the windows and the rest of the vehicle, all we did was foam cannon with our MJJC foam cannon and let it sit 3 to 5 minutes, and now we're going back in to pressure wash with water all of the soap off. So let's go ahead and switch out our MJJC foam cannon for our 25-degree nozzle. I like my spray pattern going straight up and down, so we're fanning it. So I have my nozzle straight up and down like this, so the nozzle is facing this way and not horizontal like this, to getting a straight horizontal pattern going up and down. I want it going up and down like this, so we'll get it vertical like that. All right, guys, we have the truck all clean. Put the tire dressing on. Went on about an hour-and-a-half drive, so the truck is now a little dirty again. I got a little dust on it again and a couple bugs, but it is what it is. I washed this truck a good amount, but wanted to show you guys the finished product of the engine bay, and obviously got a little light dust on it again as well from the hour-and-a-half drive that I just came back from. But it looks a lot better than what it did. And again, I'm sorry for the light in the previous portion of the video. Try to get the snap-on flashlight in here to brighten it up a little bit for you guys, but came out really nice just for a little simple spray down of some water and then some oxygen orange that works just like super clean, and then a little agitation here and there, and I think it did a really good job. And now I can fully see my cold induction's air intake filter in there, all nice and clean. Still doing pretty good. Again, Pulsar LT cold air inductions intake, highly recommend this for this truck, and or the 6.2s as well. Definitely recommend that, or both of those items. But did a nice job here, guys. So thank you guys for watching, appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.